Hi, I'm Charmaine. Welcome to the Love of Self podcast, where we delve into the emotional aspects of finding love for self. Today's topic is the existence of healing. I recently began to consider a world where healing did not exist. And I thought about how horrible that would be if there's no way to heal in any way, shape, or form. And I started to be grateful that healing exists. The existence of mending our wounds. The existence of the process of coming to a better place, a more joyous place. A place that feels better, looks better, is better. The new reality of consciousness. The new reality of behavior and being that comes with the healing process because of our wounded state. However we were wounded, whether it was someone else or ourselves, there is a new being because of those wounds. It's like having a deep cut that needs to be healed. How we deal with that cut determines what our being presents. If we're willing to bring wholeness, we can begin to see a new reality. We can begin to recognize the depths behind what creates a new peace within us. The parts that we discover within ourselves that we never would have known without the heartache. Of course, no one wants to deal with hurt or pain. No one wants to be harmed in any way. But the pain that we endure, the wounds that we deal with, bring the tension to find ourselves in a new way. I'm tremendously grateful that healing exists. I'm grateful that no matter what happens to us, healing exists in some way, even if it's just a matter of our way of thinking. Healing exists. And I wouldn't want to be in a world where it didn't, because unfortunately, there are many people who live in that world. There are many of us who have lived in that world, where we can't see a way forward, where we can't release our pain, or the pain that we are feeling is so unbearable that we can't face the reality of dealing with it, of mending it, of pulling things together so we can become whole. The healing process involves the most wounded parts of us. It involves all of the lack of peace, the lack of joy, the lack of fulfillment. There's an abundance of harm there. There's an abundance of anxiety. I recently was grateful for the place that I have gotten to at this point, and I recognize that it took a lot of healing, which took a lot of dealing with things within myself. It took a lot of painful realizations that I wasn't willing to see before in order to feel the pain necessary to come to the other side. Sometimes the process of healing is going into the most painful parts, tension and agony. And there's different ways of dealing. Sometimes we just want to be strong and letting the wound sit there, we can believe, mimics strength. We can often be led to believe that just moving on, just moving forward, knowing good and well you're bleeding all over the place. But it's looked at as if it's strong to ignore it. You're strong because you're moving forward in spite of the pain and anguish that you're experiencing, to where at some point it becomes numb. It just becomes a scar. Your body still functioned in the way that it needed to. It still provided the necessary cells to create new skin as best as it could. But the true healing involves mending of our wounds. We have to experience what has already hurt us in order to tie things together, to become whole again. And either way, there's a scar, if we deal with it or not. But the scar of mending is much more structured. It's not infected because we were able to cleanse and clear, as opposed to neglecting it, not seeing it for what it is, not looking at the later effects of just pushing through things that we haven't dealt with in the first place. I'm grateful that healing exists. No matter what we're going through, no matter what someone told us, no matter how horrible things look and feel, healing still exists. In some state of our existence, healing exists somewhere, and it always will. The fact of the matter is, healing begins with our consciousness. Healing exists within how we move. It exists within how we think. It exists with how we love ourselves. It even exists within the pain, because the pain shows us something. It shows us what we need to focus on. It shows us what we need to do to feel better, to be better. It shows us what needs need to be met in order to be in a better place. We can find our healing by finding ourselves, by knowing our needs, by releasing whatever daggers caused us harm. Healing exists within our movements, within our decisions, within our gratitude. Sometimes it exists in a place that we never would have even thought of before. Ultimately, it exists within ourselves, within whatever peace we're able to gain, within whatever knowledge we're able to develop. It exists within our mindset. It exists within our heart. It exists somewhere. We just have to be willing to find it. We have to be willing to allow ourselves the painful process of mending. I'd like to thank you for taking these few moments to listen to what I have to say. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. So I'd like to ask you, how has healing existed for you? What has it helped you realize? What has it helped you mend within yourself? How do you think the strength that it took to rebuild from the wounds that you've dealt with, what new structures within your consciousness have developed? What strength have you discovered within yourself? I'd love to hear from you. Please comment or email theloveofselfpodcast@gmail.com. Please remember, I'm not a therapist. Also, my new book is out, Love Yourself, a book of poetry and spiritual writings for self-love. It's available now on bookbaby.com. Purchase link is in my Instagram bio. I wish you all peace, love, and joy always. Until next time.